Recording in progress.
This segment is all about selling your business in today's economy. Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and this segment's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to lead their fields, educate consumers, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is Tiffany House, the founder of Tax and Estate Strategy. Tiffany, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's great to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your work, and specifically, who are the types of clients that you serve?
Certainly. So I love working with business owners. However, I do work with individuals too that don't own businesses, but I work on the tax advantage sales side. So when a business owner is getting ready to sell their business, they often don't understand that 20, 30, maybe even 40% of their hard-earned assets that they put into the business is going to go to Uncle Sam at the time of sale. So I get to come in and help with charitable strategies that help with tax advantage solutions. I also have strategies that are not charitable. However, I find that business owners are very philanthropic, and often the charitable strategies work out to be great win-wins because they get to save on taxes, keep more of their hard-earned money, and do good things at the same time.
Fascinating. So, business owners obviously are great at growing their business all the time, but when it comes time to selling, what do they know about it? What, as you mentioned, they don't have all their ducks in a row. What are some of the preconceived notions that they have in their mind about how easy it might be to sell their business?
Well, I think the ease of it is definitely something that is totally overlooked. However, I find that there's also a lot of misunderstanding about how they're actually going to sell their business. For one, I think that business owners take a look at the sale price and think that's what they're going to take home. They don't necessarily think about what Uncle Sam is going to be taking out of that and what they're going to have to pay in taxes. But also, most small to mid-sized businesses are S corporations. S corporations are very rarely sold as a stock sale. And a lot of business owners think that their business is going to be sold as a capital gains asset, as if they were able to sell that S Corp stock, then it would be capital gains. But many times, that's not how S corporations are sold. The coming in buyer does not want to have the lingering liability, and they also want to step up in basis. So they're going to come in and try and make this an asset sale. So people who have S corporations need to be particularly paying attention to how they're structuring the sale. And if they have the opportunity, even looking at selling a year to 3 ahead of time and structuring the business, maybe utilizing some LLCs and such to do it in the most tax advantage manner. However, if I do have people who sold their business already, did not do any of the planning ahead of time, and we still have some solutions that we can use, some charitable and some not, after the sale too. So it's never too late. Well, unless it's into the next tax year, then it's too late. But if you sold your business and you don't like the tax consequence, there's still some time to be able to look at tax advantage solutions.
As you've been working with business owners, have you spotted other like big common mistakes or pitfalls that you find businesses fall into?
You know, there is a lot of them. The biggest one, I think, is the owner getting tied into the day-to-day operations and having the business be dependent on the owner being part of the organization. That can make it very difficult for the sale, but it also makes it very difficult when the owner is ready to move on to the next phase of life, finding their identity as not the one that everybody goes to answer all the questions and to have that, kind of ego of being the go-to man of the business and looking at what they're doing next. So certainly it's best when we can help business owners start taking a step back, hiring the right kind of people to make the business the most saleable, or getting your highest returns from it by having a management team and structure that can take it on to the next level. But then also, I've seen a lot of sales get disrupted or halted because the owner kind of freaks out a little bit of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm selling my business. I'm not going to be able to play golf like the rest of my life. And they will retract, and that can really get in the way of some of these deals. So we certainly need to pay attention to the business owners' involvement in the business and what they see next in their phase of life.
When business owners start to prepare their businesses for sale, what do you find is the proper amount of time they should allot to this process? Can you give us kind of a 10,000-foot view?
Certainly. It depends on the size of the business and the complexity, the licensing, and all of that, of course. But I think looking at a year transition is certainly what you need to consider, that it can take a year time frame. However, the most successful businesses are thinking about it 3 to 5 years ahead of time and putting the pieces in place that will help them have the successful sale.
Tiffany, what inspired you to get into this field and help business owners plan for their exits? How did you get started?
Well, I call myself a recovering financial advisor. I was in business with my father for nearly 20 years, working with ultra high net worth individuals in 16 different states. The majority of our clients were business owners. So I worked with a lot of, I've done over 30 charitable trusts, and utilizing that to help business owners and even just families too, because there are trusts that can help save on estate taxes and income taxes as well too. So I became a specialist in charitable trusts, and I decided to leave my licensing behind in 2020, and I work now with business owners and families. I also work with nonprofit organizations and their donors to help them find the most tax efficient assets to give, because in my perspective, that when we give to charity, and there are tools I use that are not charitable, but when we give, we get happier ourselves. We get engaged. We're inspired, and that can lead to a smile on your face, which makes somebody else smile down the street. Let alone the good that we're doing when we utilize giving to charities and allowing them to do the great work that they do. So I decided that I wanted to be the one out there creating great solutions for hardworking individuals to be able to help them be happier and to create a better society.
Before I ask you my last question, in regards to preparing a business for sale in today's economy, is there anything that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is important to share with business owners?
You have done a great job asking questions. Really, it's the thinking ahead of time, which we did discuss, preparing and thinking for what's next. Also know that your advisory team, they can be fabulous, but not many of them specialize like I do on strategies and tools across the template that can be beneficial. And so a lot of people think that their especially accountant can help them with tax strategies, but most accountants are looking in the rearview mirror. They're not looking ahead to see what might be a strategy that can be utilized. And after COVID and PPP and all of that craziness, they don't have time. A lot of financial advisors, these are great tools, but they have to know so much information about the great work that they already do. They don't have time to specialize in these types of tools. And attorneys, some of them do specialize in these, but not all attorneys, of course. Mostly it's your estate planning attorneys. And again, they're going to probably choose strategies that work well for them. So somebody like me coming in as a flat fee consultant that does not I can be a fiduciary. I'm not going to win in any one strategy. So it's nice to get a variety of opinions to be able to help you accomplish what you want out of your business sale.
Sage advice for business owners listening who would love to speak with you and perhaps get your help. How can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Certainly. They can connect with me. My website is tax-estate.com. And I do have a tool on there that I call the business sales cheat sheet that allows you to see, okay, is my business an S Corp, C Corp, LLC? What type of strategies would be able to work for me with that different type of business structure? So they can certainly download that. They can also get a hold of me at my email address of Tiffany at tax-estate.com. And I'm happy to always meet with people and help them explore strategies, whether I can help them or not. Most people get a lot out of an initial meeting with me just to see what's out there.
This has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thank you so much, Mark. This has been a pleasure talking with you, and I really encourage all business owners out there to start thinking ahead.
That was Tiffany House, founder of Tax and Estate Strategy, and the segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to lead their fields, educate consumers, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.